Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be on my favourite luxury beauty products, also known as the Princess tag at the moment. I was tagged by Amelia Liana. I will link her video on the Princess tag up below. For those of you who aren't really into high-end or luxury products, I'm also going to do a video to counteract this one, which is going to be my favourite budget buy. So if you think this video isn't for you, then just keep an eye out because I will have something coming up for you very soon. So my favourite foundation has got to be the Giorgio Armarni Luminous Silk Foundation. I love it even more than Chanel Matte Lumiere before that was discontinued. It just gives a really flawless coverage but without being too matte, and it's not too dewy, and it just stays put and it is just perfect. Now for concealer, I feel like I'm being super predictable here. Not that I wasn't with my foundation choice as well, but I love the Origins Plantscription Concealer. I've been using this for I think over a year now. It is just the most kind of moisturising concealer. I don't get any creasing, but I also don't get any dryness. It never looks cakey, it always looks so natural. It's just my all-time favourite. When I found this I was like, I never need anything else again, ever, really. On to powder. And I really struggle with powder. My skin is more dehydrated and dry than it normally is oily, so I'm not really using powders so much, but if I do want a kind of more matte look on my skin, I go for my MAC Studio Fix powder foundation, and I use the shade NC30, which actually works really well all year round. It works really well as a powder to kind of control the oil on your skin, but it actually gives a bit of coverage as well, which is why I love this. And I think it was actually my first ever MAC product, so it just holds a special little place in my heart and it just will last you forever. So I definitely recommend this if you are kind of looking for a really good quality powder foundation. Now onto bronzers, and I was definitely torn between the current product that I'm holding in my hands and the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. This category is bronzers, and it technically isn't a bronzer, it's more of a contour powder, so I had to go with my favourite bronzer, which I think needs to be featured just for the sheer fight I had to have to get hold of this product, and it's the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. I think that's what it's called. It changed, it used to be Bronze Universal. This product was discontinued for a long time because of a fault with the lid, I think it was, and it finally came around the time of my 20th birthday, and that was when I kind of started Hello October, and I was super excited, and I had my whole obsession with all things Chanel related, and I had to have this, and I basically went around every single counter near me and just tried to get my hands on it. I went up to London, and it's definitely my favourite in my stash for a really lovely natural bronzy glow. I'm wearing it today and it's so lovely and subtle. It just looks really natural on the skin. It doesn't look like you're too orange or like it's not too muddy. It is just perfect and it will last you forever. I mean, I apply it with my Real Techniques Expert face brush just because it's the right size for my cheeks, and it's really dense, so it picks up the product really well. And I have barely used any of this. It's definitely an investment worth making if you're looking for a really good cream bronzer. Now onto blushes, and the majority of my blushes are high-end, so this was actually a really tricky one because I do find that high-end blushes are just the most covetable. Like, I just really love collecting them, and I'm a bit of a nightmare with blushes actually. But my favourite has got to be one that I picked up this year, and it's the Aerin Multicolour for Lips and Cheeks, I think that's what it's called, and I've got the shade 02 Freesia, which is a beautiful kind of bright corally pink, but it's got a slight kind of hint of gold flecks running through it, and when you apply it to the cheeks it really shears out and just looks so kind of lovely and shimmery, and just it gives you the most amazing glow. And if nothing else, the packaging is just stunning. It comes in a little pink pouch as well, which is a bit useless. I don't really know what to use the pink pouch for. It just gets a bit grubby, but the packaging of these is just beautiful. Now onto highlights. If you'd asked me what my favourite high-end highlighter was a couple of years ago, I definitely would have said Gemma Kid, because that was a beautiful highlighter, but it's been discontinued now and it's somewhere at the back of my stash. I'm not looking at it because I just can't bring myself to blog about it or to use it in videos because it's obviously not fair on you guys. But my replacement for that has got to be the Jouer highlighter in the shade Champagne. I think they actually do different shades of this as well, so I really need to check that out because I want to see what the other shades are that they do. But this is just a really lovely rose gold highlight. It's slightly more cool toned than the Gemma Kid one, and it's also slightly harder in consistency. It's nowhere near as soft and as easy to blend, but the effects are really similar and it's not too bad for the price. You obviously get less, which makes it not as great value for money, but it's around £15 or £16, which isn't too bad. I just love this brand. I just think they bring it kind of all round when it comes to high-end beauty products. Now onto eyeshadows, and you're actually getting a sneak peek of something that's going to be in this month's beauty haul here, because I haven't done my beauty haul yet. I'm going to do it at the end of the month, and I have bought a new eyeshadow quad. So when we say favourite eyeshadow, I'm using this one as a whole because this is just my go-to kind of high-end, and I'm saying MAC is high-end because it definitely is not budget. This is my favourite high-end eyeshadow quad. I literally love this for everyday wear. You can create so many looks with the colours that I've picked, and they are Grain, Amber Lights, Charcoal Brown and Smut. This quad for me, this set of 4 is just my holy grail kind of quad at the moment. It is just awesome. Next up is mascara, and this was so difficult for me because I really don't own that many high-end mascaras. L'Oreal Telescopics just bring it for me, along with Max Factor Full Slash Effect. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be the Clinique High Impact Mascara, because it's just a really good all-rounder. It really lengthens, builds up a good amount of volume. I used to use this actually all the time, and my best friend uses this as well. Thought I'd feature this one in here because I did used to use it every single day and I loved it, but at the moment, really am just in love with my budget mascaras. Sorry. Now onto eyeliners, and I've got a few eyeliners rolling around in my stash, but for me nothing comes close to Benefit Eye Bright, which is just a really lovely kind of pinky, lilac-y toned, white based eyeliner. I described that really badly, but it basically is kind of like a white eyeliner but better. For me it works better than white, and it also works better than nude, because I know a lot of people love a good nude eyeliner to kind of cancel out the red, but for me this actually works so well. And I think the fact that it's got a slight kind of lilac-y tone to it actually complements the fact that I've got brown eyes, and it just really makes them sparkle. So for me this is like a holy grail item. I use this every day. I think the size of it actually is a testament to how much I love it, because it's just getting so small. Next is my favourite lip liner, and I have a couple of MAC ones but they're not exactly my favourites. Something I picked up recently is a lip pencil of sorts, and I have been absolutely loving it. It's the Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Red Square, which is just a gorgeous orangey toned red. I love it. I'm wearing it today. I think it just complements any skin tone. It really is beautiful. Even though it is a matte lip pencil, it really doesn't feel too drying. It feels really creamy at first and then it kind of sets into place. I ate my breakfast with this on this morning and it barely moved, and I was eating cereal, and I get a bit messy when I eat cereal. I've got some on my bed, and honestly it barely budged. There was a tiny little bit that just needed filling in, but it did not move. I was amazed, especially because I did get a bit of cereal. Now onto lipsticks, and it's got to be a MAC one. I don't really own too many high-end lipsticks. I am probably the worst person to do this tag really. My favourite lipstick is MAC's Hue. I'm kind of loving Shy Girl at the moment, but just seem to keep going back to this. I've been using a lot of bronzer, and I find that this really just complements like bronzed cheeks really nicely. For lip gloss, it's got to be the Clarins Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector. I've got the shade 03 Peach, I think. I just love it. It's beautiful. It smells amazing. It's not sticky at all. It's just an amazing lip gloss. It pretty much comes everywhere with me, and for kind of just a nude lip, I don't really feel the need to have any other glosses, so this is kind of like pretty much the only high-end lip gloss that I own. The next category is brows, and for me it's got to be the Clinique Superfine Liner for brows. I have the shade 02 Soft Brunette. Soft brown. It's just a super fine eyebrow pencil, like so tiny. It's amazing, and it really helps to kind of fill in the really tiny gaps. It just kind of helps to mimic the appearance of real hairs where there aren't any, so I use it especially for kind of the underneath of my brows where you don't really want anything to look too unnatural or just a bit kind of smudgy. So this is like my all-time favourite brow pencil. I love it. The next one is the miscellaneous category, and I really had no idea what to put in this. I was going to put in a skincare item, but then I was like, don't have a one high-end skincare item because the majority of my skincare is high-end. So I had a good think about it, and actually it came down to the Living Proof Prime Style Extender. I bought this about 6 months ago, I think, maybe longer, and I gave it a good test out when we stayed overnight in Edinburgh, and it was a bit like Brighton. They basically had every single type of weather, I think, except snow, except even more extreme than down in Brighton. It a good run for its money there, and my hair actually stayed in the straight style that I'd kind of put it into. It was really lovely because I didn't have to kind of even think about it when it was really windy. I didn't have to really redo my hair before we went out for dinner and things like that. So it's just a really great product for kind of keeping your hair to be how you want it, which for me, I've got quite rebellious hair. It doesn't always want to stay straight. This is just like my favourite thing. So the final category is nails, and this isn't exactly the highest of the high end, but it definitely isn't a budget product. It's an Essie nail varnish. What did you expect? I think this one has to be my all-time favourite. It's Meet Me at Sunset, and I thought it was kind of appropriate today because it kind of matches my lips, which I thought was nice, and I love this one. I've loved it for about a year now. I think I've actually owned it for longer than that, and it's just a really lovely nail varnish. It's a really lovely orangey toned red, which I think really does look nice on all skin tones. It doesn't make your hands look really washed out or anything like that. So that is it from me today. I hope you guys liked this. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. It's also just worth mentioning that the YouTube comment system has kind of changed a little bit since it's linked with Google+. I'm actually having some trouble replying to a few of your comments, so I'm really sorry if I can't reply to you. If you don't get a response from me within a couple of days and you can see that I responded to other people who commented around the same time as you, then just tweet me, because sometimes it's the fact that it just won't let me respond to certain people. That is it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye!